Think that society blames everything on racism now?
It blames a lot of things on it, and yeah,
You think that's unfair?
yeah.
Why?
I think we should not make this a constant subject. I think we need to move on. I think we should just treat people like people.
Now I will never be your hater, I'm your biggest fan. I hope it falls into place just how you planned it. Life could put you in a pickle, just make sure it's kosher. Lean on me like Bill Withers until you smell the roses. What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Subscriber die trying. You see the thumbnail. More importantly, you saw the clip. This is race delusion, race standards and delusion. So I'll actually listen to more of that interview with Don Lemon and Elon Musk to actually get a feel for what was actually going on, because I didn't want to jump the gun, because I figured there was more going on than that. And Don, you see, you was pressing, you got your ass fired. But the interesting thing, when they were talking about like DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion, and all that, Elon Musk was like, you shouldn't change standards. You shouldn't lower standards. And Don Lemon was basically saying, if you think like, let's go, because people of color and minorities have lower standards to succeed. That's not true. And he was saying, look, well, if you lower the standards, it will cause a problem in the future. So then they talked about the allegations of racism at his plants, and he talked about, I think, the Fremont plant, where he was like, look, I lived there for 3 years. I didn't see anything. So I'm gonna put all of this together in a little bow, even with the racial part of what Elon Musk saying, because you need to respect skills. And when it comes to standards, white Americans, white people who've been involved in America, have actually benefited from low standards. So what I'm saying is this: look at all of the rampant incompetence in America that's been in America for generations, and the rampant people who were successful for being incompetent, and you can attribute it back to the color of their skin. Because as long as you're in a position, you're going to make sure those other people aren't in a position. So that's problem number one, because if you think all these doctors and lawyers and engineers are good, we all know they're not. And you try to figure out, how the fuck did these people get in this business and get this job? How? It's, that's the good old boys club type of mentality where, I like you, we'll make a way for you. The same way we'll talk about college athletes or high school athletes getting passed in classes that they're failing because you bring revenue to the school. Is the same way. It's the same basic principle and premise of the standards of white America. It's the same thing from a person who's not white's vantage point, right? Even when you bring in like the schools, if you go to a white school and you go to a HBCU, the standards are different. And it's like, listen, the curriculum is pretty much the same. The standards are pretty much the same, and the books are definitely the same. And there are even some schools who have HBCUs who have a sister school that's an actual PWI. So if you get a degree from that school, you can get it. You basically can pay a couple of $100 extra to get a degree with your name with the other school, because it's the same actually system, right? So the standards thing, I think people get it twisted in the sense of there's a lot of scamming, hustling, and finagling with standards, because standards change from the person who wants you to meet certain standards to the person to the person that they want to meet the standards. If I said that correctly, like if you're in a position of power, you might have standards that are bare minimum for somebody you like, and bare maximum for somebody that you don't. And that's historically what's happened. Now the delusion part, um, like Elon must know good and hell well that skills in America come second, third, fourth, fifth when it comes to race. That's not how that works. You can have the skills, but I don't like how you look. That's the basic thing. But when he said he didn't see any racism at his plant, I gotta believe him. I truly believe him, because common sense will tell you, if the boss is in the building, be on your best behavior. So if he was in the building, I'm not gonna act a fool today. Now, where he's not at, that's where the racism is probably rampant, and that's just an American thing that you can say about any part of America, especially white America, whether they're in America or abroad. They have a reputation for, especially white Americans have a reputation for being racist and disrespectful, arrogant and shit. So it's not far fetched for a person that's smart to, I know what he's trying to imply, but it ain't working. You know, at the end of the day, where you at, how you grew up. And, for a person who benefited off of racism, if you're that smart and you benefited off of racism, because you giving any of that shit back your family pillage from South Africa? Absolutely not. You're not. You doing anything to rectify what your family did in South Africa? Absolutely not. If he done something, let me know. I don't think so though. So when it comes to stuff like that, it's like you can't benefit off of it one end and go, well, we're just going to start over from the day. Which brings me to the other part, which is of the clip of the interview in the beginning. This idea that, hey, man, today's a new day. Nobody's trying to hear that shit. If and white people have this misunderstanding that us black folks, we won't judge you. We judge you because your ancestors were racist pieces of shit. And that's actually not what we do. We wind up interacting with folks and realize you're no different. Times may be different, but you're no different because of some of the things you do, you say, you participate in, and you turn a blind eye to. So we go, oh, okay, you in there, you with it, you on the same level as them. It's like, but I wouldn't do the things that my parents did, or my grandparents did, or my great grandparents did. We understand that you're not the lynch mob, let's lynch a nigga type of person, but you are the person that will bring your kid to the lynching and just look like, oh, this is so bad. You would participate. You would be what is it? Not a stand. You would stand by and be complicit and go, oh, that's bad. Well, gotta go home. It's not happening to me. Like, it's that, you would take advantage of the unfairness and then tell a person, well, let's just start from scratch tomorrow. I mean, yeah, I got over this time, but it's not about race. Let's just start tomorrow. And nobody's trying to hear that shit. Nobody. So at the end of the day, that's part of the delusion. And to me, one of the reasons it's getting worse is because the economy is tanking, and I think white America is about to suffer globally. And white America wants people to be, hey, we cool, we friends, and it's like, and part of what I think is, even when you get on social media and you see, some white folks that they're pretty cool, and others, you're like, oh, I hang around black people, it's like, bitch, I will knock your ass out because you want people to be comfortable around you because now you want to be friends because you don't want revenge. You want so you want to be on the offensive when racism suits you, and then you want to be friends when it's gonna kick you in the ass. And we not feeling that. But I'm done. Tell me what you think. Like, share, subscribe, or die trying. Catch you on the next one. Peace. You ever been at the top of the universe? I'm gonna tell you that.